Good morning, and thank you very much for your time.
Good morning.
I hope you're well.
Well, that was great.
I guess you're on the road again.
As usual.
Anyway, um, help us with some context on this because it seems the discussion is not about them not holding every position, but it's about some specific positions. What does the Constitution say, and what are we trying to change?
This topic, this is the first time I'm even hearing what Council of State has done, but I haven't followed much of this discussion. And although from the initial stages I heard a law or legislation of that nature was being considered by Parliament to enable some public office holders um, who hold dual citizenship, um, who such positions which previously they were disabled from holding. That's all I is putting a hold on the processes of enacting that law. If you may just give me some heads up.
Okay, so you know better what Article 291 says, that when you're trying
Okay.
to amend a position which is not entrenched, what the processes you go through. So they've gone through the first process of the Gazette, and then now the Speaker has referred to Council of State for their advice on it. So they are trying to amend the positions of the provision in the Constitution that lists particular positions that if you are a dual citizen, you cannot hold. I think that's Article 8 or something. And so yesterday, the Council of State wrote back to the Speaker advising against this amendment.
Okay. Is it my understanding that Council of State is not complaining about any procedural defect
No,
on the part of Parliament,
no.
but rather the content
The
of the
content
amendment?
of the amendment, the fact that they're even doing the amendment in the first place, they think the current status quo should hold.
The status quo should
The
hold.
status quo should hold.
So how did the proposed amendment get to Parliament in the first place when Council of State would have looked at it at a point, and then the promoting ministry, I believe the Attorney General, would have placed this before Cabinet before it will even get to Parliament for any processes to commence. And so, well, I don't think it's belated. The intervention of the Council of State may be informed by some good reason. What is the status quo? That those offices that have been prohibited
Yes.
from holding dual citizenship should remain as such.
Yes.
But I believe Council of State will be offering the reasons why the status quo should remain. It does appear also that the proposed amendment is not taking that disability away completely, but seeks to circumscribe it within a certain limited number of offices. And I believe that could be the reason that Council of State is expressing this disquiet or discomfort about it. In other words, if the disability is to be removed, then it should be removed across the board without any discrimination. It could be that is their worry. But given that the Council of State is not even saying that they want to take a certain look at it, but rather that blanket statement that the status quo should remain, then I believe that they want the whole process to shut down. That's it.
Yes, that is their view. Their view is that this should not proceed any further.
Well, let's see. Council of State position doesn't hold weight. They are an advisory body anyway, or a consultative body. The ultimate decision will not be made by them, although their positions are weighty and could not be ignored by government. But I believe that the president and the cabinet have the ultimate say in this.
In fact, this is a private members bill actually. That's been sponsored
Okay.
by some members of parliament, including members of parliament from both sides. This is the opinion of the speaker. While the advice of the Council of State does not determine the legislative judgment of parliament, it constitutes an important constitutional contribution to the deliberative process contemplated by the framers of the Constitution.
Fantastic.
Yes. And I think the speaker has further referred the bill to the Constitutional Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament.
Oh, if the bill has gone that far,
yes,
having been so late, and then it's now referred to the appropriate committee, then we can say that it's over for the bill. At this stage, I think the speaker is only relying on the wisdom of the Council of State as an input, one of the consultative bodies that whose input to be taken on board. But at a stage where the bill has been referred to the appropriate committee, then the processes have not been started at all.
What's your own opinion on?
We don't know.
Please go ahead. Hello, La. Hello.
Who are taking this up.
We lost you. We lost you there for.
Okay, I'm saying that recent history may guide us as to what the intentions of the private members could be in taking this step. I believe Honorable Jackie Question for it comes to mind. And I don't think that the motivation of the private members should be looked at solely on the basis of their own interest as parliamentarians, because most of the time it is in those circumstances that this dual citizenship issue arises. The Adamu Sakande and other such cases. We are not aware of any other circumstances in which such matters have gone as far as to court. So that if we look at the scope of the amendment being proposed and the list of offices to the beneficiaries, then we could conclusively say that private members are not pursuing a certain narrow or agenda to suit parliamentarians or intending parliamentarians who currently may be holding citizenship of our country. But for the general benefit or good of harnessing all our human resources from the world, if that is the objective being sought, then I believe Council of State may have to take a second look at their position that the bill should be totally jettisoned.
I see. But the interesting aspect of it is that the two provisions seem to have different wordings. In fact, if you look at Article 8, it talks about dual citizenship. If you look at 94.2, it's talking about allegiance, which people have always insisted are two different things.
I lost you briefly.
So yes.
You talk about the first position.
Yes, I'm saying Article 8. Okay, Article 8 uses dual citizenship. Okay. But 94.2 uses allegiance.
Precisely.
Yes.
This whole allegiance thing, which came before the courts, and how it was interpreted or misinterpreted, the matter seemed not to have been totally settled as to whether allegiance is necessarily making a reference or impliedly making reference to dual citizenship or any such other commitment made by a Ghanaian citizen to another country. This has not been settled because in street interpretation and various schools of thought, and people may be of the view that where the drafters of the constitution or the lawmakers chose to use different words, they intended those words to mean something different. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So until that confusion is removed, I don't know whether the bill seeks to remove or to harmonize these two provisions. I don't know whether the bill wants to take care of even that confusion. I haven't looked at it. Actually, I haven't looked at the bill because the bill will not only speak to be talking about dual citizenship, and yet will not look at source of confusion that has even given rise to litigation in the past or the recent past, where allegiance was being taken to mean the same thing as citizenship of another country. So if the bill will make that bold attempt to harmonize the two sources of confusion, apart from trying to remove the disability to enable certain office holders to hold office without any restriction, I think that would be helpful.
My listeners disagree with you. In fact, their view is that if you look at recent occurrences, even those who are not citizens of other countries, they have escaped the country and we are struggling to bring them back. So imagine if they were citizens of those countries, that even though earlier they may have agreed to that position, recent occurrences have taught them otherwise, and they are completely against it. What do you say to that opinion of those of us who were for it but are now thinking, if you want to serve this country, it's a simple exercise. It says that you just renounce the other citizenship. Of course, you've chosen to serve this one, not the other one. So renounce the other citizenship and swear full allegiance to the Republic of Ghana. Why is that a difficulty?
Well, it's a very thorny issue and must be well thought through. I believe when we go back to the records of the Consultative Assembly, these matters were debated vigorously, although some of us were young at that time and didn't appreciate the debate. But we could still recall every clause, every article, every line.
Hello, La. Oh. Well, we keep losing him. Can you hear me now? Hello? Yes. We lost you there again. Maybe because of the movement. Oh. Well, taking us to 2 minutes past. Okay. No. I think we have to find a way of getting back to Lawyer and finishing off this conversation on this matter. But the interesting aspect of it is that because it's on the move, we have an issue of network connectivity. Nowadays, even when you are standing at one place, by the mast cry, you have network problems. So imagine being on the move. So we'll try and see if we can get him on a much more secure and much more consistent line, a line that is the connectivity is better. And we've been talking about this, and we're listening to the things people are saying. People are not for the TAG, who have changed their mind.
I was also for it initially, though.
Yeah, he said
I was for it initially.
everybody was for it.
but sir, even the Council of State earlier was for
Was
it.
for it. Everybody was sorry until Kenefuyata happened. In fact, I'm even getting to the position where I wonder why judges grant people that permission to go outside and seek medical help. Because why? You were running the country. I was saying that somebody must stay in the country and face it. And it's the same health this thing you built. And nice to have you back on the line. You were responding to my question on the changing views now in the wake of what has happened with Mr. Kenefuyata and his chef, the cabinet.
I didn't get you from the beginning.
Yes. I'm saying that you're responding to the question I asked.
Honorable Kenefuyata.
Yes. The fact that many views have changed now because of they feel that the status quo should be maintained.
Okay, because it's been abused, sort of. Or it's an escape route.
Yes, it's an escape route. That if someone who is not a citizen can escape in that manner and we struggle like this, imagine someone who is a citizen of the country that they are headed to.
Well, I still stand in the middle, but I think they have a point. Such a school of thought, cannot be ignored. To people have citizenship without any citizenship of another country who still live through the system and go seeking a citizenship of another country to escape accountability. It does make sense that the bill should be looked at again. And, well, it could be the reason Council of State is saying that. Well, whatever it is, why would anybody wish
we still
just out of necessity to find yourself in one jurisdiction where you clear the necessary documents or papers to enjoy certain privileges or rights. By having enjoyed that, you want to have also for the benefits of your home country as a citizen. Of course, one cannot have a cake and eat it. And so let the debate go on. Somehow, I believe it may tilt towards the position being taken by the Council of State. There may be very good reasons for the status quo that we have. And I'm saying that if we want to look anywhere, we must go back to the records of the Consultative Assembly. It has absolutely debated this, and I believe these positions we are raising now all came up at that. The decision, final, the referendum that we all get in 92.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you, sir. The privilege once again.
Well, that's Lawyer David Ametefe joining us on the line. Very interesting position that he says he's in the middle, but he thinks that both sides are. There's a point to both sides. Anyway, Let's go through what it is we are trying to do. Okay. First one is Article 8.
Okay.
Okay. So